Welcome everyone for today's lecture series on Verilog HDL. The subject code is 18EC56 and the module number is 2 and the lecture number is 15. I, Professor Prasanna D. Kulkarni, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication, is presenting this video lecture series. The contents covered in this today's lecture series are focused upon the understanding of hierarchical names and the various name referencing methodologies. The learning outcome of this entire video lecture series is that student will have better understanding on the importance of hierarchical names and how a name referencing is useful when you write the Verilog instantiation programs. In the previous video lecture series, we have discussed upon the declaration of modules in Verilog, what is the correct way of port declarations and how this port declaration name referencing has been done, what are the methods available for us, and also we have discussed some example programs to differentiate between the port declarations done using names and port declaration done using ordering methods. So, this today's lecture series will go to the hierarchical level wherein the available module can be declared with respect to its hierarchical names. This entire video lecture is based upon the Bloom's taxonomy level at L2, wherein we are going to explain the ideas and concepts through understanding and recalling the previous basic concepts which are already studied in the previous lecture series. Now, let us get into what do you mean by hierarchical names. So, to start with, initially, as we have the family name derived from our the great grandfather, the same way we in the module Verilog declaration also we do have a family name, okay, and also we have the available name of the module with respect to the small instances which are created. So, hierarchy is nothing but the derivation of the entire module with small instances which are used for the complete block declarations. Okay. So, taking a small example over here, suppose if I take full adder is the Verilog module or it is a design. For a full adder, obviously there are some gates required. Okay. For example, we need XOR gate, okay, we need some AND gates and we need some OR gates also. So, these AND and OR gates are instantiated to produce a full adder circuit. So, therefore, every gate which is used for building the entire circuit will have a name for referencing and that is called as the hierarchy. Okay. So, let us understand now in detail what do you mean by hierarchical names. So, Verilog supports a hierarchical design methodology. So, starting from the top module, okay, the design block, we go to the lower modules, lowest possible element in the design, which it cannot be further split. Okay. So, we start from the root model and we go up to the leaf. Leaf are nothing but the smallest elements in the design. Okay. So, that methodology of describing a circuit or a module is called as the design hierarchy. Okay. Every module instance which it has used or a signal which it has used or a variable it has used for defining becomes the part of the hierarchical names. Okay. So, every signal, every instance that you have used is called under this hierarchical name and a particular identifier has a unique place in the design hierarchy. So, they are described with the levels of hierarchy. So, just to quote an example also. So, in every institute or in every industry there will be a design hierarchy. Example, we have the board of directors for any companies. Under them there will be CEO or there will be MD. Under him there will be HR, there will be R&D team, okay, there will be a recruitment team also, okay, and there will be the working elements also. So, every place, every position is properly defined, okay, and every level has its own referencing. So, therefore, the same type of approach is also followed in the Verilog design wherein we have a unique place for each identifier. Each variable that you have called in the program has its own level of declarations. And these hierarchical name referencing allows a programmer to denote every identifier in the design hierarchy with a unique name. So therefore, as I've said, in the Verilog design, every identifier, it may be from the lowest possible, the smallest element, to the largest design block, each variable has got a unique name and they can be directly referred by that name by the programmer. And this type of hierarchy is called as the hierarchical name referencing. Thus, any identifier can be addressed from any place in the design by simply specifying the complete hierarchical name of that identifier. Okay. So, through this method, you be at any level of design, you can call any identifier by the proper name referencing pattern. Okay. So, for this I will just quote one small example too. If I ask you where do you reside, and if your answer is Dandeli or if your answer is Dharwad, I think for me it is difficult to locate you where exactly you say. Now my next question obviously will be where exactly in Dandeli or where exactly in Dharwad. Then you will tell me I am residing somewhere, some Channabasaveshwar Nagar, I am residing near some old Dandeli. Then I will get to know somewhere, yes, in that locality you are available. Then I may ask you further, in that locality which is the nearest place for you, and you may tell me because of this lane I am just beside that Thakur Peda, I am beside this, okay, the sweets of Dandeli, special sweets of the Dandeli, I am residing there. Obviously I will get to know some more information about you. And if I ask you where exactly, I think somebody says this person is staying beside you, yes, I am staying beside that man, okay, that my home is, oh, I have understood now, exactly you reside there. So like that, being at any position through hierarchical name, it is possible to locate the identifier, let it be at any level, either it may be at the least element level declaration to the highest design level declaration, it can be identified through this hierarchical names. Okay, that is how there is an accessibility of any variable through this hierarchical names. That is what is overall output of this hierarchical name concept is about. So the top level module is called as the root module. Okay, the maximum complex design whatever you have done functional design is called as the root module. Okay, and it is not instantiated anywhere. The condition why it is called root module, because that is the last product what you have developed, the maximum functional design what you have produced, and that is not instantiated by somebody. That module is called as the top module, okay, or the root module, and therefore that module is called as the starting point of the hierarchical name. That is called a starting point. To assign a unique name to an identifier, start always from the top level module and trace the path along the design hierarchy to the desired identifier. So to understand this, okay, in a brief, we have taken an example here about SR latch. SR latch, how we can write a hierarchical name for this SR latch as this. Okay, so for an SR latch, stimulus program, okay, is the maximum module which is not instantiated anywhere. Am I right? So I have written stimulus. Okay, it is an module which is declared. So under the stimulus, what all variables you will declare first? Okay, under level 1 at the right hand leg, you can observe here we have declared variables. Variables of what? Of that stimulus block. Variables of the stimulus block itself. So what are the variables declared here? Q, comma Q bar, set, comma reset. These are the 4 variables which are required for SR latch. So for the stimulus there are 4 variables. Am I right? Now you can go to the right hand side leg, right leg, okay, and you can observe under the right leg I have written M1. M1 means what now? So module stimulus will instantiate a module of SR latch. It will instantiate a SR latch module in the design block. So therefore under level 1 we have placed SR latch entire module itself in the level 1. Are you getting my point? Okay, then for this particular module, okay, what it has instantiated inside? For SR latch, to design, what internally it has instantiated, it also has to have variables, it has to have also gates, so they are declared. Variables again at the leg, which is shown as q bar, capital Q bar, SR, signals. Are you getting this point now? Okay. Then at the left hand side, what I have? N1. What is nothing but N1 for SR latch, NAND gate. What is N2? Is a NAND gate. Are you getting this? Splitting an entire design in the segmentations and level differentiation is now called as the hierarchy. It is now called as the hierarchy. This will show you the level also, and who is calling whom, who is instantiating, and who is working for which particular level. Okay, I cannot say that NAND gate N1 and N2 are working for stimulus. For whom they are working for? They are working for the SR latch. And for whom the SR latch is working? It is working for the stimulus block. This is how is called as the design hierarchy. And the same type of hierarchy is followed in any organization. We will have this type of design hierarchy for its own internal operations also. So, since the top module is not instantiated anywhere, it is called as root module. Okay, base module. It is also called a base module or the starting point. The identifiers defined in this module are Q bar, set and reset. Similarly, the root module instantiates M1, which is a module of type SR latch. Just now what we are discussing, everything has been consolidated in the form of a declarations. Now in this slide, the module M1 instantiates NAND gates N1 and N2, and also along with that it also instantiates the signals as capital Q bar, SR are the port signals in the instance M1. So, the overall description of the hierarchical name. So, let us go to a deeper level to understand this. So, how do we put a names to them now? Okay, we have done a design, fine. After doing the design, how to give the names to them? Okay, so hierarchical name referencing, what we have done is a design hierarchy. Till this, what we have done is only design hierarchy. Now, what we are doing now is called as design name, hierarchical name referencing. This particular method assigns a unique name to each identifier. It is a unique name to each identifier. To assign hierarchical names, use the module name for root module and instance names for all module instances below the root module. I hope so you people have understood now. Example shows the hierarchical names for all the identifiers in the above simulation. Notice that there is a dot for each level of hierarchy from the root module to the desired module. So, let us start with the first one. So, what is the first one? Is stimulus. So, what stimulus has instantiated? What all variables stimulus has instantiated? Okay. So, stimulus has instantiated the 4 variables. So, which are those? Let us focus on them now. Q bar, set and reset, what you can observe in this slide now. Okay. So, let us come to this point now. So, what you have done? Stimulus. Okay. So, we have a variable here, stimulus dot Q bar, stimulus dot reset, stimulus dot Q, stimulus dot set. Am I right? Okay. This has been done. Next, what stimulus has instantiated now? M1. And under M1, what all we have got? Capital Q bar, SR, N1 and N2. Under this instantiation, we have that. So, therefore, now how to give a name to this? Now, can observe what you have done. So, stimulus has instantiated M1. So, what I will write here? Stimulus dot M1 dot Q. Understood this meaning? How to give a name for them? Stimulus dot M1 dot S, stimulus dot M1 dot Q bar, stimulus dot M1 dot R, and next whenever it is a gate declaration, we just simply write stimulus dot N1 and stimulus dot N2, because Q bar, S and R are signals, whereas N1 and N2 are gates. So, therefore, we have called them, and the variables which are used under instantiation are used with a dot operator followed with the name of the stimulus, followed by the name of the instantiation and stimulus also. So, this is called as the hierarchical name referencing. Now, you can observe every variable is declared, every instantiation is declared, every signal is declared, and every has its own unique identifier name, and this overall concept is now called as hierarchical name referencing. So let us have some important note about it now. Each identifier in the design is uniquely specified by its hierarchical path name. So obviously, how do we write names? By following or by tracing the path the variable is appearing. Through that path only we are able to identify the names given to the particular identifiers or signals. Now to display the level of hierarchy, use the special character %m. So in the previous of my video series, when we spoken about the system functions of Verilog, in that they have declared called as $display function, and under $display we have the different display functions. Out of them, the %m is one of the special character which will display the level of hierarchy and also displays the particular hierarchical name referencing of that variable in the design. Okay, so this is the only way of displaying the hierarchical name in the Verilog model. There are no any other methods to do this now. I think you have understood the important notes on the hierarchical referencing also. So I'll summarize the entire module. Okay, what all we have discussed under module 2, I have summarized it with a last topic. Okay, that so in this entire module of level module 2, what we have discussed through this entire week of time has given us clear understanding on module definitions, which contains the various components, like it has got keywords, module and end module are mandatory. Other components like port list, we have understood about port declarations, how to define a variable and how do you define signals, how to write data flow statements, how do we write behavioral blocks, how do you write a lower level module instantiations, how do you write gate level approach, and we have discussed about the various tasks or functions and which are optional and can be added as we want them. Okay, and also we have discussed about the ports, how they provide value to the module with a means to communicate with other modules or its environment, and a module can have a port list. A ports in the port list must be declared as input, output or in-out, and when instantiating a module, port connection rules are enforced by the Verilog simulator. This also we have discussed. And lastly, we have discussed in this entire module series about ports can be connected by name or by ordered list, and also have studied the various examples on them, and each identifier in the design has a unique hierarchical name. That is what we have concluded in the today's discussion also. And the name referencing pattern, what are the different rules that we follow for the name referencing, and how this name referencing can be displayed directly with the help of a system function, that also we have understood in today's the lecture series. And in the entire module we have discussed from starting to the module, and we are till the hierarchical name referencing. Till that we have done a brief discussion on the various topics. In my upcoming the next lecture series, I felt that I should repeat on one particular chapter called as the operators. Okay, so therefore the next lecture series of mine will have a detailed workout and about the operators, and also we are going to have a lot of examples. How do you define the correct operator and the way of making use of them into the Verilog programming. I thank each one of you to attend to this lecture series. I hope so that they are really meaningful to you and you are really enjoying the sessions which are delivered through this particular video lecture series. I thank each one of you to listening to this lecture series and giving a very valuable outcomes. I have got a very good feedbacks also about this lecture series, that each one of you really liking them, and the videos have come very clear, and the content which is covered is very simple to understand than textbooks also. Some have commented that. I thank each one of you to understanding this lecture series. Thank you one and all.